Chapter 18, Tracks and Fire. The Dallas street corner wore the kind of anonymity that comes alive after midnight, shadows stretching longer, every parked car a potential watcher. Cody eased the Cadillac Eldorado to the curb, its growl fading to silence. He leaned across and shook Sue Ellen awake. "Time to go," Cody said, voice steady, like he'd practiced this moment 100 times. Sullen stirred, blinking groggily. "I want to ride with you, Daddy." Cody shook his head, his mouth a tight line. "Bad luck's all that rides with me. You don't want none of it." She sat up, eyes narrowing. "How am I supposed to get home?" Cody fished a wad of crumpled bills from his pocket, peeling off a stack and handing it to her. Sue Ellen took it, looked down, then up at him, her glare sharp. "What do you think I am?" "It's for a cab," Cody said, already looking away. Her voice rose. $200? What am I supposed to do with this?" "Get home safe," Cody replied, swinging the door open. "Take care, darling." For a moment she lingered, weighing words that never came. Finally she slid out, standing on the sidewalk, smaller somehow under the wide Texas sky. Cody didn't look back as the Cadillac rumbled off into the night. The car prowled deserted streets, headlights carving through darkness until they reached a lonely railroad crossing. Cody brought it to a stop dead on the tracks, engine idling. The world around them was still, save for the distant murmur of a restless city. Cody sat motionless, hands gripping the wheel like it was a lifeline. PJ, jittery in the passenger seat, broke the silence. "Why we stoppin'?" "Car's too hot," Cody muttered. "Can't risk it no more." PJ shifted, glancing around. "You're gonna dump the car?" "We'll ride the rails," Cody said simply, popping the familiar pill bottle and dry swallowing two more. His face remained impassive, but his hands shook faintly as he replaced the cap. PJ's patience snapped. "You serious? That's your grand plan? Sit here like a damn target and wait for, what? God's permission to move?" Cody didn't answer, staring ahead into nothing. PJ leaned closer, anger pushing his voice up an octave. "You think God put us on these tracks? That this is some divine detour?" "Maybe," Cody said, quiet but firm. "Sovereign over everything, right?" PJ snorted. "Bullshit. You're sitting here popping pills like they're communion wafers, talking about God's will. It ain't him running your life, man. It's those damn pills." Cody's gaze dropped, the words cutting deeper than he let show. "Maybe so," he murmured. The low rumble of a train grew in the distance, its whistle slicing through the night. Lights appeared on the horizon, growing impossibly fast. PJ's panic was immediate. "Cody, move the car!" he shouted, already fumbling with the door handle. "What the hell are you doing? Move!" Cody didn't flinch. The headlights grew brighter, the ground trembling beneath them. PJ exploded out of the car, waving his arms at the oncoming locomotive. "Get off the tracks, man! Do something! That's what God's telling you. Do something!" At the last possible moment, Cody turned the wheel and slammed the accelerator. The Cadillac lurched off the tracks just as the train thundered by, the roar deafening, the wind whipping their faces. PJ stumbled back, hands on his knees, gasping. "You're out of your goddamn mind," he managed, voice trembling. Cody stepped out, calm as ever, and slung his guitar case over his shoulder. "Let's go." "Go where?" PJ barked, incredulous. Cody nodded toward the slowing freight train. "We're riding." PJ followed reluctantly, but not before pulling a matchbook from his pocket. With a flick of his wrist, he struck a match and tossed it onto the Cadillac's cloth interior. Flames licked the upholstery, growing quickly into a fiery beacon. The two men jogged toward the train, hoisting themselves into an open boxcar. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of rust and old wood. A group of hobos sat in one corner, passing around a bottle. They barely glanced up as Cody and PJ settled in. Cody leaned against the wall, exhaustion etching lines into his face. He opened the guitar case, fingers brushing the strings almost tenderly. He began to play, the melody soft at first, then swelling into something raw and haunting. The hobos fell silent, their weary eyes drawn to him as the song took shape. A mournful, defiant ode called "One More Second Chance." The train clattered on, carrying them westward. Behind them, the Cadillac burned brightly against the dark sky, a funeral pyre for the lives they had left behind.